Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to need to be working on more of Dying of Dryads Soliloquy. We're going to see how much we can get done today. The goal is mostly to see if we can't, if I just do update, oh god, Google Docs updated, oh Jesus, oh god. The main thing what I plan on doing anyway, is finishing up Creation of a Wonder, and that means going through styles, all of these, and boons, and everything else included with that, otherwise known as a good chunk of the game, actually, is dedicated to this section. If we have some time left over, I will probably start working on how, quote, combat works, otherwise known as changing a lot of names in regards to that. But that's the plan for today. But before I begin, I would like to thank Buck4Nyaha and Corporeal44 for thank you for following. We are actually up to, if we go up here, we hit this magic little button, we hit 97. Yes, we are 3 away from 100 followers. Yes, everybody, this is a big news, because when we hit 100 followers, nothing fucking changes. And I get to simply go to 100, like 200 followers, because arbitrary follower counts. Ta-da! welcome to the Notepad Anon streaming experience. I'm maybe not the most kawaii anime girl around, but I could sure as hell try to be. So, let's get down to business. Of course, I don't actually need you anymore. I don't need my SRD files. I'm going to open up this anyway, just in case I need it for later. Reason why I'm a bit late today is, one, I fell asleep because I was very tired from today, and I've been hunting around for a very, very special game. I've been hunting down for a very special game in my heart. If we go down to Kickstarter here, we all love Kickstarter. No, we all love Kickstarter. Oh Jesus, autism challenge. Oh no. That ain't going anywhere fast now. Oh no. If we go down to here, come on, I believe in you so much, Kickstarter. All I need you to do is show me that game that I have a very special relationship with. Now, this game I have a very special relationship with is one that will haunt my dreams until the end of time, because it's my antithesis. It's the evil thing that rides on my back as a goblin. It's Advanced Lovers and Lesbians, otherwise known as I guess you would call it sequel. Also, this Rookie Jet, it's Overarms, everybody. It's just Overarms. Oh, where were you? Where are you? You can't hide from me forever. Ah! Welcome to Advanced Lovers and Lesbians, which is Thirsty Sword Lesbians Dos. Well, sort of. It's more like just the expansion material of all the stuff. And, honestly, I've been hunting for this. I've been hunting for this for quite a bit. Now, you may be wondering, why am I hunting for this particular game? I'm hunting for it because it is actually out. This game is actually out. And if we go down here a little bit, if we go all the way down here after all of these bonuses, all of these, you already backed it. And let's see. It's mostly this. We go to update 35, all new stretch goals, everyone's happy, hippie hoppity, everyone loves it. And if we go right here, you can download the complete final PDF right here. I did not back that game because I actually have some dignity in my heart. However, someone did, and I am trying to find this fucking game. I'm trying to find this document because I want to go over it, because there are 20 settings to be explored here, and that means there are 20 settings for me to make fun of, because none of them hardly have to do anything with Thirsty Sword or Lesbians. So, that's just my dream, my nightmare that's been haunting me for the better part of the day. So, now on to Dying of Dryads. So, the main thing we're going to be doing today, if we go to Styles, we go down here, We expanded out this section quite a bit. We made things a little bit nicer, added some bonus points. I have yet to find a good name change for that, so it's staying. Until I can find it. Ta-da! That's just how it goes. So, yeah, let's see. Each style can be taken a total of 3 times, increasing the bonuses and penalties associated with each increment. Allows them to tap the additional dice or LP, increasing it permanently by 1. What? Oh, Jesus. Notepad, why are you the way that you are? Why do you write these things when you think you know what you're doing, but you really don't, because you're kind of dumb? Oh, Jesus. So, let's see. In addition to the Wander style, can be further augmented in addition to proficiencies. Wander styles. Styles. There we go. Style can token. See, half of me wants to do 2 things. Half of me wants to make these, like, these are deliberate changes. Like, going down a style is a unique and dedicated thing. Hence why you have a full action during encounters, which is to say, change your style. Change the style by burning all your, pretty much burning a lot of your points. However, the other option is where we can pretty much turn style into more, quote, technique. Which is pretty much the summation of styles. Now, both of these have their ups and downs, and both of them have different... Hi, phone. Are you going to tell me I'm streaming? Okay, everybody, let's check my phone. Is it telling me I'm in fact streaming? Yes, it is telling me I'm streaming. Thank you very much, phone. I needed to be reminded that I am streaming. That's what I needed. So, let's think. Oh, someone's pinging me. Who's pinging me? Why are you pinging me? Oh, hello. Hello, ELH. Another VTuber out there. Another VTuber. I've gone over one of their games on stream before. Actually, have I gone over both of them? I've gone over... Actually, no, I know I've gone over both of their games. Because they did Mate and they did Near fuck, what's it called? It's, having a brain fart. It's near, not Automata. Niragaku, that's it. I was like, wait a fucking second. I know what it was. But, see, goddamn eyes, can't see shit. Yeah, welcome to being blind without your glasses and getting a smudge on them. Which, people who don't wear glasses, it's always odd to me because I've been wearing glasses for a long ass time. My eyes are shit. Like they're terrible. And it's always odd to me when like I don't really when you wear glasses for so long, not having glasses is just odd. Like it's just something that just doesn't click as well as it should. So let's see, style into technique, summation of styles. So what I mean by that is, let's say I have mortal, by virtue of having mortal, I have, I can, quote, add HRY, increasing it permanently by 1. What does this mean? I honestly can tell you I have no idea what this means. Increasing it permanently by 1. Does that mean I increased my pool by 1? Does it increase my HRY by 1? What's the downside of increasing my HRY by 1? Naturally, it'll be instinct. Yeah, there's no really downside to doing that. Maybe Uh, yeah, is there... doesn't look like there's actually... Is there actually a sense of body? No, I don't think there is actually a downside to this part. What? It's always that odd moment when you come back to something and it's like, wait a fucking second. So, pretty much what it would be is, by virtue of having mortal, you now have this. Like, this is a permanent thing that you have, and you have +1 proficiency. You have +1 proficiency, and the big thing what you can do, actually what I should say is the big thing that you have is that you can now, quote, tap HRY, to gain dice to the LP. The LP, as well as being able to burn soul, actually burn soul. Actually, yeah. By virtue of having that, you can increase it. That's a really weird thing. Okay, I need to change that. Okay, this is why we do things. This is why we're looking at this. So, what do... Let's just read through these. Let's, you change... Let's see. Oddly specific. Dealing with their proficiencies. Oddly... absolute oddity. Outside their proficiency. Vigor. Cornered animal. Non-control. In control. Is how I want to do this. The core idea is, say you have Minotaur 2. What you would get is the bonus of, you get +2 LP when in control, and -2 LP when not in control. I can actually spell. And pretty much you can intensify it. Now, what I plan on adding is something I like to call perfects. Pretty much when you say I'm Minotaur 3, you get access to not only the most extreme versions of these, being in or out of control, you also get the perfect, which is a complete ability to do something. Now, this does encourage you to invest heavily into that, but that's kind of the idea. It's more extreme. You're encouraged to be extreme. But if you invest heavily into one thing, it's going to be more expensive for you to invest into other things. So it's kind of that back and forth. Which, Proficiencies 2, so cost 3. Dealing with their proficiencies. Cost 3, celerity 5. Why do you... Okay, actually... Switching locations of a maneuver. Yeah, Chimera's going to get a big advantage when we actually start changing up the position system. They're going to get an advantage with that. Lovely, Siren Lovely. First maneuver if they initiate the encounter. Yeah, Sirens can get, like, pretty much get, like, +6 or -6 to their pool. Like, they can be absolutely fucked in more ways than one if they don't get this right. Let's see. Non-Gorgons don't want to be in control. Do you have any more that are higher cost, or are they all 3? Looks like all of them are cost 3, 2 proficiencies. Cost 3, 2 proficiencies, cost 2, 3. Except you. Except Mortal, which is cost 0 with 1 proficiency. So... Now we gotta go back up here. Styles and proficiencies. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So this is saying you can pick up 1, you can increase your proficiencies by 2. If we do... Because if it costs... So, effectively, to max out... So if we want to max out a style... Max out a style, it's going to cost us 9. So you can, in theory, max out style at PCP 4. That is when you are allowed to max something out. So if we do... One, two, blank, 3, blank, 4, 5, 6, because that would be, because the idea would be you get one thing in any proficiency, that's 1, you get 2, you're allowed to max it out at 3. So you're allowed to say Minotaur 1, 2, 3 plus your mortal. So that would be your styles. Or you can do Minotaur 2, pick up another proficiency. So that could work. Or we go with the cost method here. So just looking at like just pure numbers wise is you would be able to pick up. So you'd get 1, 2 proficiencies, 2 and 1 proficiency, 3 proficiency, 3 styles, 3 plus 2, 3 styles plus 2 proficiency. This would be 3 styles. No, it'd be, no, this would be 4 styles, 1 proficiency, 5 styles, 5, 2, 6, 1, and 22. That would be 3 times 7, which would be, so that would be 7 styles, 1 proficiency, because that's the most effective way to do things. Oh lord, the math is fucked. God damn it. Okay, alright. This is what we do, and this is how we do things. So... Okay, so if we do styles and proficiencies with the concept that we want, at minimum, you to get 1. We want you to get 1. Maybe we can do something like... This would be weird, but it's going to be like 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 1... 3, 0? No, that's not. With the idea of like splitting it up like very like evidently, like this is what it is, unless we just keep this method. My fear would be is that once you hit past this, the cost values get weird. I'll keep it for now. I need to debate on it a little bit more because again, ever since everything costs 3, there isn't really any changes unless I want to get something that costs more or costs less, which wouldn't be the worst idea I've ever had. So that's actually, we'll do that. So Vigor 5, Celerity 5, Charisma 5. Looks like you need 5s in most things, or you end up with things like this, or the skill requirement. Either 2 or a 5. 2 4s or a 5. Okay. So, each style is representative. Representative of the wanderer's technique and ability. Let's see. Each style is representative of the wanderer's technique and ability, allowing them to take each style up to 3 times. 3 times, intensifying their abilities as well as their intensifying their benefits. If I can actually spell, because my F key doesn't work half the time. Their benefits and drawbacks. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this section right here. I don't need that. So, allowing them to take what's 2 styles 3 times, intensifying their benefits and drawbacks. Actually, I have an idea. Okay, bear with me here. What we can do is we can actually take that technique idea a little bit. So, actually, the Wanderers, pleasure skills and abilities, allowing them to take each style up to 3 times, intensifying their benefits and drawbacks. Normally, actually, no. Each style is independent of one another. Requiring is independent of one another unless they are linked into a technique. Unless they were linked into a technique. Let's see. Into technique. A technique takes the benefits, benefits and drawbacks. Let's see, benefits and drawbacks of the styles, and merges them into one. Now, here's a question we gotta ask ourselves. Now, here's the big question we have to ask ourselves. So if I have Pan 2 and let's say Minotaur 1, so what I would get if I wanted to combine these two together, what I would get is a plus 2 LP with 4 proficiencies. 4 proficiencies and a plus 1 when in control, plus 2 in control, negative 2 LP for non-proficiencies, and negative 1 LP out of control. So that's what would be the idea. And if we go under this concept, is this allowed? Or would it have to be Pan 2, Minotaur 2, and then we'd have to increase them together up to a certain point? Or would they be independent? I would say, okay, let's do some pros and cons here. Let's just do some pros and cons. So, pros for keeping them separate, you have a little bit more room to maneuver, and is allowing you to kind of link your techniques up a little bit more actively, with the idea being like you can choose right off the bat to link a Pan and Minotaur together, and you have Pan 1, Minotaur 1 as a technique. You have benefits of both and the drawbacks of both as well, kind of together, and later on you'll be able to say, oh, I want to increase my Minotaur by 1, Minotaur by 2. You still have it linked to Pan, though. However, drawback of that is that they aren't as, no, let's keep them independent. But what I'm going to say is, once linked, they can't not be linked, if that makes sense. So, if I have this, I can't later on decide, when I pick something else, to have Pan 2 and then, like, Wander, for example. Wander. I can't do that, because Pan 2 is already connected to the Minotaur. Okay, so it takes benefits, drawbacks, and merges them into one. Techniques. The styles composing the technique are individually increased, but cannot be used for other techniques. Simply added onto the same. Actually, we want to do we want to put that down, and we want to put that down here, actually. So it'd be more appropriate going down here. Each style is independent of one another, but we're going to be adding in some more. I think we're going to add in like 2-3 more. That means it would be to get a full assortment to effectively do. So it would be 3 to purchase. So it'd be 3 proficiency points to purchase an ability, 3 to purchase the second one, and then 1 to purchase the link between them. So, but at that point, you also have all of the bonuses for these all at once, including all of the proficiencies as long as you are valid for them. So all of the wonders have access to mortal stuff. Okay. Let's see, and 3 times intensifying their benefits and drawbacks. These can be intensifying the benefits and drawbacks. The wonder will always have the mortal style, representing their mortality and burning soul. And burning the soul. Actually, what we need to do is styles may be purchased a second time. The second time if they are linked into a technique. Maybe purchase a second time if they are linked to a technique. Yeah, okay. So styles may be purchased a second time if they are linked to a technique. No, we'll put that in the technique section. So, mortality and burning soul. So, what we do here, total 3 times. In addition, the style may be further augmented by additional proficiencies. Okay. In addition, Wander's style can be further augmented with the addition of proficiencies and techniques. Proficiencies grant the wanderer additional lust when targeting specific regions, or engaging in certain acts. Techniques, and then we go all the way down here. Technique takes the benefits merged into 1. A technique takes the benefits and drawbacks of 2 styles, of multiple styles, and merges them into 1. Allowing them to be taken once again to be shifted around. There we go. Actually, no. Because now that's providing a little bit of reason to have the Wanderer style in place, because the Wanderer style is less useful by itself. The Wanderer style is not actually useful independently. Wanderer style is valuable because you can link it to something and suddenly start being able to use it a little bit more aggressively. It allows you to tap things that you normally wouldn't be able to tap. So, Burning Soul, the Wanderer's Brutality and Chaotic ability allows them to tap their horny to add additional dice to their LP. Okay. So you know that the Wanderer's Burning Soul and Chaotic Nature makes them able to add their HR and their horny to all their able to add their horny to their LP. Oh, they say cost 1. to their LP, but they take. Actually, no. Because we have emotion dice to work with now. Burning Soul and Chaotic Nature makes them able to add their horny to their LP, but at the cost of destroying. Is that what I end up calling it? Go all the way back up here. I need to make sure I'm using the correct terms. Broken. That's how we're wording it. We're breaking emotional dice. But at the cost of breaking an emotional die. So, pretty much the mortal style's main benefit is that you can trade out. You can trade emotional die for more power. Allows you to quickly say, I'm gonna burn this for more stuff. I want to use it for more. I'm pretty much taking away an advantage now for a big advantage. But if by itself, it's not actually that good. It doesn't really do that much for you outside just lose you things. However, if you tie it to something else, suddenly it becomes pretty good because it allows you to kind of augment those rolls a little bit more. Actually, representing the mortality. When taken 3 times, the style becomes perfected. The style becomes perfected, granting an additional bonus to the wander. Actually, Minotaur, I need you to go all the way down. Sexy nymphs. So, bonus. So what we're going to do, and then let's see, they're perfect for it. Soul against the darkness. The wander gains a +1 soul. They will not be lost to the garden. That's literally all you get for maxing out mortal. It costs you 2 points to max it out, but you get +1 soul. That's it. You don't get any other bonuses for this because it's literally just you saying, I'm not going down without a fight. I refuse to surrender. So proficiencies 2, oddly specific when dealing attacks outside their proficiencies, and then we have to do perfect. Let's see, perfect. No, it's the wanderer gains 2 proficiencies of their choice. It's 2 proficiencies of their choice. Minotaur, Vigor 5, which works, costs 3, proficiencies 2, and power through rage when in control. Penalty cornered animal, and they're perfect. Actually, no way, I gotta do this right. Perfect. Strange desires. Also, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually kind of format these a little bit better because they're a little bit difficult to read, but that's just something I have to work with. So, Beast in the Maze. Let's see, the Beast in the Maze. No, how do I want to word this? Pretty much the idea behind Minotaur is that you want to be in control at all times. This is your really aggressive, I'm going to burn you down. Beast in the Maze. The Wanderer reduces the fatigue cost of all actions by 1. Just by virtue of having this, you're reducing because that's like your big problem with burn down. If you are in control, you're burning fatigue pretty quickly. This just makes it more efficient to do everything as long as you're using the style. So proficiencies 2. Chaotic Wanderer gains +1 LP when switching location of a maneuver. I'm going to mark Chimera here real fast, because I'm going to mark this one as red, just so I know I come back and fix it once we get to actions and fixing up like positioning and stuff, because Chimera is going to get the biggest change there, because I have an idea how this is going to work, and if my idea works, this shouldn't change too much. It's mostly a game about doing it. So, penalty off guard, and then we have to do perfect, emotional manipulation, Rigura-san, please, your artwork is gorgeous, and I do enjoy it quite a bit, but I need you to be a little bit smaller. Emotional manipulation. The Wanderer can break an emotional die. Break an emotional die and directly deal that much stamp. Actually, can roll, then break an emotional die and deal that much stamina damage. Deal that much stamina to your target. So pretty much, you are by virtue of literally just manipulating them, you have kind of more of a direct, like, at any point you could just say, oh, what's this? Oh, I'm going to do 2 stamina to you. I'm breaking my d6, but I'm just going to do 2 stamina to you, which could potentially win you a fight, and especially if you're like, they're just about to go down, you know, and it's just like, you know what? I did 10 stamina to you immediately, because I got a d12 emotional die, and I've been saving that to do that. Because that's what sirens should be doing. They should be manipulating people. Because they also have a very hefty off-guard penalty if they kind of lose that. And the thing is, Siren loses their benefit. Like, these are useless a second, like, into the fight. You know, you pretty much need to, you start with it, with the Siren, and then you suddenly lose your benefit right off the bat. You might get a big benefit, but you might lose it all very quickly. So what you kind of need to do, so that perfect is kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, this is really useful. Maybe you want to use it right away when you still are in that Siren style, but maybe you don't, because it maybe isn't perfect. So Gorgon, with 5, opportunity weakness when not in control, lose a 1 LP when in control. And what we want to do is perfect. Half of me wants to say power bottom, but I know that isn't the correct term. Is there a term we can use for Gorgon? Gorgon. Not Gorgonzola, it's Gorgon. Let's see. Traditionally, 2 of the Gorgon. Immortal, but their sister Medusa was not, and was slain by the demigod hero Perseus. Ward off evil. I know, sweet nothings. The Wander increases the fatigue cost. Fatigue cost of their opponent, of their target. Actually, fatigue cost of all actions against them by 1. You, by virtue of having this, you do not want to be in control, and you are going to be able to increase. You're going to make things harder for them. They're burning themselves out faster. However, again, you're kind of countered by the Minotaur, which that's a reason. Because if you're a Gorgon, you don't want to be with the Minotaur. You don't want to combine those two because they knock each other out. You lose more benefits. But it's also like, well, shit. So Cyclops, object permanence when using an asset or another tool. When not using a tool, reset. This lose 1 LP per round of intercourse when not using a tool. This resets if asset or tool is used. Perfect. what would be oh yeah, I love the unnatural self. The Wanderer. The Wanderer is considered, essentially, Wanderer can use any asset, their possession, as a tool during that. Yep. How I want to word this, I'm just gonna let it sit there and let people debate that themselves. So Harpy, Sinking Talons, one additional. Let's see, reduced defeat. Wanderer fatigue is reduced by -1 every round. So pretty much this is your burn down. Like, oh god, I'm dying. Oh no, I'm dying. Oh no. Actually, perfect. Cloak of Feathers. The Wanderer immediately reveals one sensitivity. Immediately reveals one sensitivity of their target. So by virtue of having this maxed out, you're going to get a benefit from it. You're going to be able to trigger it and get a little bit more power. People, fun fact, people really enjoy the FAP video. I don't know how I feel about that at a kind of like a fundamental level, but people really enjoyed the FAP video, and that kind of hurt me emotionally. Did I get furry fan art of Chippy the Toad? Yes, I did get furry fan art of Chippy the Toad. Did the actual legitimate Dutchman known as Chippy enjoy fan art of Hypercock Chippy the Toad? Yes, he did. Because I can't trust the Dutch. Let's see. Dullahan, rejection of love. When engaging a target they hate, they love. And actually, perfect. Actually, we'll do Heedless of Danger. Actually, no, we would do Headless Reaper. Headless Reaper. The Wanderer may break an emotional die. Break an emotional die. And increase their fatigue by, and restore, actually I should restore their fatigue by that much. Fatigue by that much. If the target is hated, they only use the emotional dice. The emotional die. Because the idea here, the core idea here is that if you hate this target, you're getting more out of it. It's like, this is, Dullahan's a risky play. Like, this is you going in there for like a directly aggressive play. Headless Reaper gives you a little bit more room. This is your only method to really heal if you're on the aggression. However, the idea is, if you hate the target, you know, if you dislike the target, instead of saying, oh well, I'm gonna roll and break, like, maybe we're actually roll and break. I should say roll and break an emotional die. But it's like, oh no, I rolled a 5, I restore 5 fatigue. Instead of what normally would occur, if you don't have it, which you would break it, and it goes away, you instead increase it to a D8 next time, and you can just rapidly increase your power. Dullahans are terrifying. The problem is, the people they're usually engaging with in these situations, and like Dullahans have to be standoffish. Hey, why are you redoing Dying of Dryads? Isn't it relatively new? Dying of Dryads is about a year old at this point. It's 11 months old. Yeah, no, time flies, but yeah, no, this game's about 11 months old. And relatively speaking, compared to some of the others, it's pretty recent. It's just one of those games I'm like, I should redo this. Out of all of them, like, I've done a lot of redos of the games that are relatively, like, up to date. Some of them just, I can't justify doing at this point, or they're just in, like, a weird spot. Like, technically, I could try to do Table Talk Online again, Where the Light Fades Softly, standard issue science fiction. Like, I could try to do some of these, but some of them just don't work the way they should. Others of them are just in, like, weird spots. Like, caps. I don't know how to fix caps. Being honest with you, I have zero idea how to fix caps, but caps isn't working. So, it's kind of like, it shouldn't be too difficult to do, so that was my thing with it. Like, we may as well update it, just update it. So, let's see. Foreplay gains +1 advantage when determining control. God, what the hell is this wording? This is a really stupid way of doing this, but let's see. Bonus. Expose the heart. The Wanderer during foreplay gains +1 advantage. Gains +1 advantage when determining control. Breaking ties in their favor. With the penalty being exposed soul. If the Wanderer were to lose control during foreplay, they have -1 LP ongoing throughout the engagement. Ironically, cat siths probably work best with harpies because you get a little bit more attention, making me feel the unstoppable flow of time. I'm trying to shift it away from that. I'm trying to make it a lot more pseudo mythological bullshit going on. That's kind of the idea. Let's see. What would be a perfect for you though? Actually, perfect. Let's do aim for the heart. The Wanderer gains a let's see, what would be gains a +1 LP ongoing if they seize control. They seize control during after foreplay. There we go. But the idea being that as this, you want to expose the heart. If you win, hey, you have control and you're fine. This pretty much just allows you to act first a little bit more reliably. You choose to expose. If you fail, you get exposed soul. However, this pretty much this plays with the bonus really well, making it so you just act first and get a bonus doing it. Probably, if you want to make this efficient, you pair this with, you turn Cat Sith into a thing with the harpies, because with things you get things like, for instance, during foreplay toward the target. There. You want to pair it with this, but that's also like, hey, you need Beauty 4, Wit 4, you need fucking Celerity 5 for Harpies, so it's like, you got to invest to make it work. So, Cide, Eyes on Me. Oh god, yep, okay, this was the weird one. Yeah, okay, so, Eyes on Me, the Wanderer gains 0.5 additional LP for each additional viewer of lesser or greater soul in the to their experience with a target. This is your exhibitionist one. I remember this one because I couldn't find a good one. So let's do Eyes on Me. Eyes on Me, the Wanderer gains plus 0.5 additional LP for each additional viewer of lesser or greater soul to their for each additional viewer of lesser or greater soul to their encounter with target with during group increase. Do I just change? No, that's really awkward. So what I'm gonna do is the Wander gains +1 additional +1 LP for each additional member of the encounter taking place. Additional counter, and then we have the penalty, which is consuming loneliness. The Wanderer takes -1 LP when alone with the let's see, the Wanderer takes -1 when engaging with a single target. When engaging with a single target. So this can actually spike pretty badly because you can technically this would, if you increase this all the way, this would be +3 LP for each additional member of the encounter taking place. Actually, for being a part of an encounter with multiple members. There we go. What you do? Oh no. Hello, Spunkus. I don't know what your name is. I would have mispronounced it. Apologies. This is a game called, if I scroll up all the way to the top, called Dying of Dryads. Dying of Dryads is a game about going into a magical forest and I'll it ain't happy. It ain't a happy game. Pretty much you get lost in the magical garden that kind of wants to eat your soul, and you have to escape by boinking your way out. And right now I am overhauling the style system, which is pretty much your way of approaching your problems. Also, thank you for following. So this is effectively how you approach your problems of dealing with, So you made this. Yes, I actually was originally paid to do this. I got paid actual hard money to write this, because this was originally a game called... This is based on a game. I'm trying to do that, mind you. Song of Sword. It was based off of this game. This is Song of Swords, which is a authentic HEMA-inspired sword and sorcery game about fighting people. I got paid money to write the lewd version of it. Yeah, I got paid to do it as a complete meme, mind you. Just because a kind of a mutual friend of ours was like, Song of Swords can do everything. So we did it, and I did it. I'm doing this one for free, like, just updating it, just because I feel this is amusing. So what are you working on? Cedar, one with a single target, and then we have perfect. That would be a good. The ruler of the woods, the wanderer. The wanderer can make an attack. Can take an action targeting every current member of the engagement of the encounter. Every current member of the encounter, as long. There we go. You can do some wild shit with this, but the idea is that this is an incredibly specific set of bonuses and an incredibly specific set of penalties. Let's see. Is there a physical version of the core rulebook? Of this one? Absolutely not. Of Song of Swords? Yes, there is a physical book, a Song of Swords. Is there anything more than that? I don't know. But I'm working on a Flintlock Fantasy political war strategy game. Oh, you poor bastard. Flintlock Fantasy. I've done one thing with Flintlock. With Flintlock Fantasy, and it's not even really fantasy. Like, it's... So, I mean, shine on, Crazy Diamond. I should actually say... See, here's the weird thing. There is apparently... Powder Mage TRPG. There is apparently a Powder Mage game. Which is, when people bring up Flintlock Fantasy, this is usually what they're talking about. But it's only Savage Worlds, which I thought was really weird. And apparently there was like a official version, like, oh, here's like a non-Savage, like an independent one that just doesn't exist. Like, it's really weird. Like, Flintlock Fantasy stuff, yeah, it does need a lot more love. Definitely. Let's see. Ruler of the Wood, Doppelganger. Plus one game they love, they hate. Actually, perfect. I am you. You are me. Actually, what's the persona thing? I am you, and you are me. That's it. Am I making a literal fucking Persona reference? Damn straight, I'm getting Persona vibes from this. I am you and you are me. The Wanderer. Fuck, how do I want to word this? Because the idea behind Doppelganger is that it's the polar opposite of the Dullahan. And actually, break emotional dice, restore their fatigue. Actually, if I really want to be fucky about it, what I can do is... I could literally do this. Target is loved, they only use the emotional die. So, kind of make it the polar opposite of the Doppelganger. You never see it, can't you? I can't do that. Can't hit that voice. Yeah, no, me and my friends have a fucking meme about that. You're done. You're supposed to do a victory dance with your pals when you done fucking a Dryad. No, this is a solo game. Orange Chainsaw. This, like, remember that this game is built around one wander, one GM, go to town, and honestly, you're not really supposed to be banging your Dryad. Your Dryad is actually something that's always over there. It's never quite where you need it. Each encounter is with residents, with other problems, with even with others who may not be entirely, who are just kind of like you, other wanderers, kind of stuck in your own little hells. So, the target... Oh no, who's pinging me? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Someone wants a link to my review of a very special game, of my favorite game. Uh, Here, give me 1 second. See, my favorite game of all time is, obviously, Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I hate that game. I've been on the prowl. Yeah, this is a one player game. I was hoping to have this for my RPG. Yep, this is one player. Uh, it's I kind of built it to be like originally in the original like idea. It was supposed to be like, okay, we're gonna do this all together. Like it's gonna be a group thing. But then I kind of kept thinking about it, and I'm like, that would be so fucking impossible to do. Like, Song of Swords is already not really built for like group combat that well. It's about duels. It's about me fighting you with a sword in hand. We're kind of going back and forth, fighting each other. So, like, applying this to this specific thing, I'm like, oh lord. Like, even like group. Yep, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, beautiful, beautiful fucking disaster area. I did a review on that game actually. Uh, I did. I have a big stream of it, and I have my little opinion on the matter. Uh, my the thing is, it's just like it's powered by it's Masks. If you've ever heard the game Masks, that is what the game is. However, it is, in my opinion, it's effectively trying to sell you the. I wouldn't say try to sell you the gay, but it's trying to very much invoke a very particular set of ideas to get you to purchase it. It's like, hey kids, do you like us gays? Here, buy this, without really doing anything in particular. It's not Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant. It's not. It's not anything really. There's no definite setting. There's no definite really identity to the game. It it's it's woke trash. Let's be honest. Yes, I will say that. Now, mind you, this is coming from someone. Yeah, one thing about TSL, I will say it's based off a game that's good. I like Masks. That's my controversial opinion of the year. Is that I actually like Masks. Am I a fan of the system? No. Do I like what they did with it? Yeah, I think it's a cool idea for that particular thing. I wish they would have done it differently, but one-on-one games are such an interesting concept. Usually, team tactics. Yeah, honestly, I've been experimenting more with kind of solo games, not because like, man, I hate people, just because it's kind of one of those like untouched parts. It's one of those untouched, I wouldn't say industries, but parts of our group. Solo RPG guys who would act just like an emulator, are really interesting. Like there's so much of material for solo RPG players these days. And what was the other one that like the other like very definite like solo game? Yeah, this is High Speed Death Machine Chimera Dreamers. Like this game I built around entirely being one person, being John Wick or Super Hot. A party or a team. Yeah, I think like it's much, much, much easier to build a game for a group because you don't really need to think about things as hard in like some aspects because you can't go too like you either have to go really mechanically dense or really not mechanically dense when it comes to those kinds of games. Like High Speed Death Machine is anything but dense. It's only 21 pages. It's actually one of my thinnest games. but it was a goddamn nightmare to write, just because, like, how do you understand just one person doing all these things? System for my wrestling RPG. Wrestling, like, do you mean like WWE? Political and strategy focus or solos? Okay, yeah. Like, usually, you need a weird pitch to make a solo game work. That's the idea. You need a weird pitch. It's kind of hard to do, like, hey, kids, you're just a adventure TM, go down to dungeon and adventure. It's kind of harder to pitch that than, again, like this, like, hey, you're entering effectively another dimension to find your way out of it, and you have to start, boinking dryads. Like, okay, we have something to actually, like, there's something weird going on, and we need to kind of understand what's going on. So, actually, let's see. Perfect. What would be a good perfect for you, even? Because the Druid's entire thing is that they want to keep on obeying the same people. And this is really, and if they keep doing that, they're getting more and more bonuses. When they're not, they have no bonuses. Actually, perfect. Subjugation of the Lesser sounds really bad. What we want to do is instead Familiar Dreams, Dreams End, and it's pretty much the idea. What I want to do is the Wanderer can break the Wanderer, when using an emotional die, the emotional die increases it by 2 steps. 2 steps instead of 1. Just, if you are, like, this is kind of like this weird little advantage you have with the preface being, you're using your emotional die, but it's like more rapidly scaling. So that D6 becomes a D10, but that D10 now becomes a D4. So it's kind of that good and bad thing. What we want to do is actually, there we go, Waking Dreams. Let's see, world martial arts, most martial arts, 2 simulation is focused too much on emulate kung fu fighting game shticks. I actually kind of like that, Smunkus. That's actually that's probably a neat idea, not gonna lie. Real world martial arts and general martial arts games, either 2 simulation or focus. Yeah, when I wrote Fist of Chaos, that was one thing I kept running into. But Fist of Chaos, I said fuck it near the end with it, and just said, okay, we're kind of embracing the fighting game, kind of kung fu idea, and letting them do its own thing. I shield Fist of Chaos. Fist of Chaos is probably the one game I've shielded the most, simply because it's something everybody always wants, and I made it so you can scale it however you felt like. Is it the Guilty Gear game that people keep asking for? No, but I can damn well pretend it is. Actually, okay, this is going to be on fun. 3, 2. Oh no! Hello, back. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Gun focus and magic focus is on CQB and a little bit of traditional martial arts. Yeah. See, guns are, like, I would say the 3 hardest things to emulate in tabletop. The 3 hardest things to emulate is wrestling. It is large scale combat. And I would also make a rough thing of racing. Those are the 3 big things that are very difficult to pull off. Wrestling is hard. Like, any grappling is just weird. Because grappling is so dependent, I would say. It's so dependent on so many different factors that you have to spike it in either direction mechanically. Yeah, trust me. Anyone who can pull off large-scale combat well, I shine on. Like I you we are of the few. Like large scale combat like loves to break down. And it kind of falls into the same issue. Like you can either make it like really extreme in either direction. I try to make it a little bit more abstract in my games if they are there. But if not, I think the one that I did the most with large scale battle wise was it was eagles and rifles, but that was me having to literally simulate line battles, and that game is barely a role playing game. But like, no, actually, I take that back. Take that back. Mass combat, I would say it's a little bit easier to pull off than underwater stuff. That is the most impossible fucking thing to emulate. Underwater shit, fuck that. I've had people ask, like, can I get, like, anything underwater? Fuck it. Never touching it. Shit's whack. Oh, a lot of research on Napoleonic warfare. Oh, God. It's some fascinating stuff. And you will watch a lot of videos, and you will read a lot of things, and it just gets messier and messier. Like, this was, where is it? Yeah, okay. Here's Eagles and Rifles. This game was entirely built around fantasy Napoleonics. Though I would say it probably does 1830s combat a little bit better. A little bit past Napoleonics. But there's, like, no magic or anything in this. Like, people have actually asked me, but like, can you put magic in this? I'm like, no. No, please, I don't want it. Like, and even this, like, this isn't perfect. Like, this is far, far, far from ideal. It's a very certain kind of game. But it's also one of the few that I actually have uploaded to itch.io. Fuck underwater shit. Yeah, you get it. Ever plan to kickstart any games? Well, there's actually two things. And apparently, I did work on a game. It's right here. This is called Dungeon Tactics. I was paid to write this game, and the guy I got paid by was going to host a Kickstarter for it. And like we had everything planned out. Like here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. That was 2 years ago now. Like this was a while before even COVID hit, kind of thing. COVID didn't make things any easier, mind you. So like this would be the one game that's like, yes, let's kickstart my heart there. The only other ones that I would even debate on like kickstarting in any remote capacity. The only one, and technically I should make you green. Change color to green. It would probably be, where was it? Where was it? I have a lot of games, if you can't tell. I would probably want to kickstart my a royalty-free kind of version of Hearts of Darkness, just because I put a lot of work into this fucking game, and I would like to see it work. I do have Boots in Mud, as well as this, so I can actually upload the game. It's done. Like, I do have the royalty-free version of that game. I mean, games you were not paid to... Like, again, that would be the only one. Hearts of Darkness I wasn't paid for. Hearts of Darkness was actually a game made from the bones from a game called Witch Doctors and War Crimes. Witch Doctors and War Crimes was a game about playing... Well, let me preface this for Twitch here real fast. Witch Doctors and War Crimes is a bad game. It was a racist, shitty game from 4chan made by racist, shitty people. Okay, we got that out of the way. I hopped on that project because I'm like, I want to be a game designer. And when I hopped on that project, it was in shambles, so I rewrote the entire game. And what it's about is about running an insurgency. At its core, it's a game about running an insurgency where you are very much outmatched, outclassed, but you have kind of this pseudo-mystical backing to it. You are playing people like General Butt Naked, who's a real person, by the way. Just remember that. Africa's fucking weird. And I did a lot of research on like African politics. I did a lot of research on, actually, I went to college. And had to do like 2 semesters worth of African politics. But I did a lot of things with that to kind of tell at its core, it's a war drama where you take the role of people running an insurgency that's probably going to fail and everyone's going to die, but you keep fighting the good fight. It's that seems interesting but very politically explosive. Yes, and here's the funny thing is I actually not many people, like, it sometimes gets posted around, but like I have entire sections of that game dedicated to explaining why things are the way they are. Why are there, why do warlords exist in Africa? Well, warlords exist in Africa primarily because the state is ill-functioning for for dozens of reasons. Each state in Africa is unique in that its own beautiful disaster area. Let me see. We want to go here. This would be the updated version. And like I go through all of these things with it because I wanted to get across the idea like this isn't a good thing. This isn't a bad thing. Yeah, the doc is like 50% disclaimers. Yeah, it is. I'm not lying. It is 50% disclaimers because it is a very vitriolic subject. And it's funny because I actually had somebody come by. I went, people were like, oh, you wrote this, you're a bad person, you're racist. And it was funny because they wrote a game called Bombs and Balaclavas. Yes, this is a game that was legitimately published by another human being who called me racist. He's a guy from Portland. Yeah, no, that's pot called Pet Kettle Black. But like Hearts of Darkness itself is probably the worst version currently of Hearts of Darkness, if that makes sense. Mostly it's the worst version of Hearts of Darkness because I've done so much with it and fixed things and tweaked things. There's a reason like Damnation Shizudi is all about the Yugoslavian conflict. Dreaming in Mimfrika is a lot of like bonus stuff. Land of the Free is an entire one dedicated to an American Civil War. Effectively, I can't believe it's not Kaiserreich. Hearts of the Valkyria is Valkyria Chronicles game version of it. Angeles Nos Demnios was about the Spanish Civil War. Senanju, the Middle Eastern Hearts of Darkness. Yige Jungo, which is all about exactly what it sounds like, the Chinese Civil War. And I go into detail about each of them. Like I try my best. I think like the worst rated one is Senanju, because there's some weird things going on with that, and I need to go back in there one day and fix it. But I did. We're vastly off topic now, but I did do how to make games about political in the fucking Middle East. Yeah, pretty much. Like, it ain't easy. Make it into a physical book. Make it into a physical book. Brother, please. Brother. Here, actually, give me 1 second. Okay, time to destroy my stream in 3 easy steps. Okay, we need to go there. I need to put this up. I need to select all of this. I need to reject you down. I need to put you in here. Build you up. Okay, let's do this. Hello, phone. So this is oh god. No Steam. I don't want stop it, Steam. I don't want you to be open. So this is War on the Relic Frontier. You could argue that this is kind of like an SRD version of the game, based vaguely on like 1930s, 1940s warfare. Technically, this is perfectly functional, perfectly playable. It is the entire game. Boots in Mud is Hearts of Darkness, effectively. It's stripped down, there's not as many options in this game, but it is effectively Hearts of Darkness. If we scroll down a little bit, all the way down here. And Iron Caskets is literally just a game I wrote called Iron Caskets about being in a tank. So, like, it's there. If I were to kickstart it, it would be kickstarting that. I'll make my own book because brother, me going on Kickstarter being like, here's Hearts of Darkness. God, I'd be killed in my sleep. Like, brother, I'm good. I'm not that good. Like, I would need, if I, like, thing is, like, I have the way I'd want the book to look. I have exactly I have the design in my head. I would need a good graphic designer. I would need a budget, and I would need a good photographer. And I would want to get a photographer from Lagos because I love Lagos, and I think that's a beautiful city. Disaster area, but a beautiful city. Okay, unless techniques, styles. Okay. Now let's get back to trucking and fucking, because that's all I crave. Let's see, proficiencies and method of attack, allowing them to tap another innate skill, granting +1 LP when the particular body part. Carter's weak spot, allowing them to surrender pleasurable experience. I don't know what I want to do for here. I think okay, actually I don't need this. Actually, each proficiency can be taken let's see, be taken multiple times. Actually, each proficiency can be taken once per style or technique. Actually, yeah, each proficiency can be taken once per style or technique, allowing the should two styles be merged into a technique with the same proficiency, the wanderer gains a new proficiency of their choice. So pretty much, if you choose hands and hands, you can now choose hands and hands. Let's see, I'll play 100 for the budget. We're kind of 1 minute now. We talking about fucking dryads. Pretty much. Yeah, welcome to the Notepad Add-on stream. Welcome to the Sprug Workshop, baby. We live in anarchy here. This should. Wanderer gains new proficiency of their choice. Yeah, that works. Yeah, my goal is to get this game done by next Wednesday. That is kind of like my goal. God, like I had dreams of getting all the way through Boons and Banes. That ain't happening. Let's see. Actually, I need to do this. I need to put the hand thing right there. Actually, I need to put the hand thing right. Come on. Give me the guideline. There we go. That's the guideline. Come on, baby. There we go. So let's see. Arms, buttocks, calf, chest, ears, feet, genitals, gut, hands, head, hip, knees, lips, neck, thigh. Though technically you could say thigh and calf are the same thing. Hell, hi Dragoon, you poor creature. Yeah, welcome aboard. This is Dying of Dryads. I'm working on the proficiency section of this game, literally about boinking things that you shouldn't be boinking. Make the RPG during something Crusades and get canceled. Yeah, welcome. I'm amazed I haven't been canceled yet, being honest with you folks. I don't think I'm big enough. I haven't stopped other people, but boink is a mechanical term in this game, then. I've been... See, the thing is, Twitch sometimes registers words that are naughty and that don't want you to be used. No. Can't use that. No. Can't use that. And, like, I've been trying to be fairly strategic about some of the wording. Hence why I've been wanting to change one of the literal compound attributes of this game, just called horny. I have no other word what to call it, because no other word quite fits what I'm looking for. So it's just horny. Literally, you gotta get the horny stick out. And, yeah. Hand icons are... Yeah. Randy. See, that's the hard part. Like, it's like, shiza. Let's see, it can have unknown, mystifying. The more exotic members of the garden can even have parts unknown and mystifying as they are. When the wanderer encounters these residents, they may add a part as a new proficiency to any existing style of their choice. Which should be style or technique. Existing style of their choice. Actually, no. When the wanderer encounters a resident with one of these mysterious and inhuman parts, they may decide to immediately add. I don't want to word this because I don't want to say like you immediately add it and you immediately kind of know something. So wanderers encounters a resident with one of these mysterious and inhuman parts. They are then allowed to take the proficiency. Then they are allowed to take the proficiency to future styles or techniques. If they are victorious, if they conquer, I guess would be they conquer their opponent, they may willingly adopt the proficiency for one of their current ones, replacing their current ones. So kind of the idea that you are allowed to take this. If you are successful, you can take it, and then actually, no. After an encounter with one of these residents, they may willingly adopt the proficiency for one of their current ones. Okay. Why might he be hard? Oh no. Voluptuous, appealing, delightful, sensuous, lubricous, luxurious, salacious. Like, the idea behind it is that it's your skill at being horny. It's your ability to manipulate that and do things, because certain abilities allow you to add it to your checks. It's your ability to like turn around. It's that, kind of that hentai moment, being like, well, obviously here, this is what's occurring now. How random hentai boy from your chosen anime of choice, and suddenly has a charisma of 1,000 kings. It's just like, well, he's tapping into that. I don't think people quite understand that the amount of hentai logic applying to this fucking game already. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to boons and banes. I need you to go down here. So we need to add techniques. Techniques won't be too high, but techniques selects you, normal text. The Tenchi Muyo the Tenchi Muyo effect. Yeah. You're getting it. You're getting it all. Like that's where it's hard to really kind of summarize it because there isn't really like a good way for having it. That's what originally I was like, I'm gonna call it libido because libido is kind of like a various term, but it's like that doesn't sound mysterious and weird enough. So that didn't work. Let's see, techniques. It's Tenchi in the harem genre, yeah. Technically, you can build. It's actually not a bad idea, actually. Technically, you can try to build a harem in this game, but you can only drag one of them out. That is like one of the core ideas of this game, is that when you are ready to leave, once you find your Dryad, you force them to let you go. They will let you out. However, you can drag one person out with you. You can drag one resident, or the Dryad itself out with you. Well, set the win condition Dryad trophy wife. Not really. The idea behind it is that you are someone who's lost something. You're someone who or may never have had something, and you are tempted by the quote Dryad. The Dryad is their entire desire is to be pursued, and your desire is to follow them. You follow the Dryad into the garden, which is kind of like this pseudo mystical magic hellscape land, but the garden is perfect to a degree. Like, the garden is perfect, but the problem is it's perfect stillness. The sun never sets, but it's not ever quite cold, and it's never the real Soliloquy were the friends we made along the way, pretty much. It's like it's never cold, it's never warm, but the sun never sets. The water tastes amazing, but the water doesn't actually flow anywhere. All of the residents are soulless, effectively, and are completely static. They will do the exact same thing all the time, and they're bored, effectively. The entire thing is the garden wants to eat your soul, and you want to get out of there before your soul is eaten. It's the journey of the game is hunting down the Dryad through various encounters with the other residents until you find them, and they'll say like, okay, you found me, you've captured me, I'll lead you out of here. And then you go the way back. The problem is that this really is an anime plotline. It's that the idea was like to keep it as like pseudo mystical, like here's some weird Greek epic tier. Because like that's what I'm really basing it around most of the time, is that you're effectively Odysseus. Like Odysseus is on the cover for a reason. I use him every now and again throughout here, as you are entering a place to find something about yourself that you've maybe lost. But you're always gradually having to sacrifice your soul, a little part of your heart that makes you want to leave. Because why would I want to leave? This place is perfect, it's wonderful. But it's still. Nothing changes. Nothing is gained, nothing is lost. You just exist. And it's hell. And like that's one of the core things, and like that's why you bang your way through the garden, is because the residents want to eat your soul. And it's like, I can't kill you, because if I kill you, your soul is gone. Like it's useless to me. So I'm literally going to try to like steal it the only way I can. I want your chaotic energy. And could you run this game completely? Could you run this game with no sex? I guess you probably could. It'd be like it'd be weird, but you technically could. let's see. Techniques are when the wanderer merges two styles they have learned together for one proficiency, not a proficiency point, for one style point. What did I end up calling it then? Proficiencies. For more style points, starting at 1, then doubling each time. Okay. Hey, no worries. I like chatting with people. That's why I do this. Techniques are when wanderers merge two styles they've learned together for one style point, allowing them to use the benefits and drawbacks of both without having to switch between them. Let's see. Techniques are actually the styles composing the techniques. Techniques are is the long sword of this game. Yeah, well, not entirely, because again, there are two main types of residents. There are normal residents, noble souls, and there are also broken souls. Noble souls can technically maybe not have anything, because again, everybody is perfect. You're perfect weird elf people. You may encounter a literal Barbie doll or literally encounter a Ken doll. It's like, well, shit. Well then, this isn't what I was planning for. Oh no. It's like, well, how do I deal with well, kids, how do I deal with this one? Well, broken souls are literally supposed to be eldritch horrors that's like, man, I really shouldn't stick my penis in here. But, however, the styles composing techniques can independently, actually, styles composing the techniques, two styles together for style points. Adding additional ones increase the style point cost by +2. So it would be 1 style point for the first one. The dexterity versus constitution range is on. Pretty much you have adroitness in this game for that. Both are very useful in their own rights. It's kind of like, do you want to actually endure? Go Constitution. You want to actually break them faster? Go Dex. So that would be 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah. So the cost is going to exponentially raise for not much. Or for arguably less benefits. So styles composing the text. So let's see, without having to switch between them. The styles composing the technique can be individually increased in power, but the bonuses will persist between the two of them. The bonuses will persist. If a wanderer wishes to apply a style to a new technique, they will need to repurchase. They'll need to repurchase the old technique. They'll need to repurchase the style and add it onto the style they have. They add it on the style they wish. Hence why now mortals cost 1. The fact that mortal costs 1 means you have to spend 1 style point to get it back. Technically, you can spend it 3 times to do literally nothing outside get a free soul. So if you spend 3 style points, you get a 1 soul. Let's see. If they wish to repurchase style and add it onto a new style they wish. onto the style. A technique cannot have two of the same style. Not have two of the same style attached, I guess. Attached to it. Actually, no. There's no option for wanderers to ever lose their attributes, so that's fine. I don't have to worry about them. Apply a style to a new technique. They will need to repurchase the style and add it onto their desired style. Technique cannot have two of the same style attached to it. What else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. So, if I have Minotaur 2, then it means I can and Mortal 2. I can then attach my Minotaur to Mortal for one style point. They're together. That means I can tap my Horny to break emotional die to do things. Okay, that works. Tap Horny to gain more power. I must gain additional power. Let's see if the Wanderer wishes to apply any style techniques. Talking about two technique style attached to it. Yeah, okay. That should work. I'm gonna put an image there, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put side. So, we'll do example. And let's do. We will do probably the most simple one that I can think of. Just we'll do pan and mortal. So example. What would be a good random Greek name generator? Awaken my app. Awaken. There we go. Nectarios. Example: Nectarios, jealous, and in the wandering bard style. Nectarios is a young man exiled for his crimes. Exiled for his crimes he did not commit. But took the fall for. He has mortal. He is mortal and pan 2 as his starting styles with one additional style point left. He merges the two into a technique. Which is going to be Mortal 1 and 2. Mortal 1 Pan 2. Later on, we'll say no, we'll go aggressive with this. No, too far down. Nectarios. So later on he acquires the harpy style. He acquires the harpy style, but does not wish to tie pan to it. So he is into it. But since mortal is tied to pan, he's forced to repurchase mortal for one style point. And merge harpy and mortal together. And merge Harpy and Mortal together. Or one more. For one more. Oh, so finally, Nectarios has two techniques, which he switches between. Wandering Bard, Mortal 1, Pan 2, and this should game about fucking tree people done now. Oh, no. Finally, Nectarios has two techniques, which he switches between Wandering Bard and the Flighty Wander, which is going to be Harpy, which is going to be Mortal 1 / Harpy 1. Always provide examples, kids. If you don't provide examples, people are going to get lost. Nectarios and Twin Styles. There we go. Technically, there's no downside to committing Mortal to everything, but Mortal is also just a little bit expensive. And now it's going to cost 3 to add in another one, which that's kind of the issue. So it's like, well, this cost me 2 to make. This would cost me 3 to put just Harpy on it. So back and forth. And the thing is, you don't want to really stick in Harpy, because Harpy is going to actually drain your health. You don't want to do that, because draining your health is bad. That's how you lose your literal fucking soul. So, okay, so techniques are done. Let's take a look through. I'll take a look through Wander and through Boons and Banes, just to make sure. Do we have any ones that kind of stick out as an odd one? As one that just doesn't work the way I need it to? Let's see. The comeliness is instead calculated as that toward fatigue for additional fatigue during sex. Yes. Berserkers on fits of rage, raging passion. Let's see, the control maneuver. Brave, burning soul, deadened feeling. I should put deadened in there, shouldn't I? Damaged limb. So, what I need to add, I'm going to put this for a note for myself. I might do this. I've been streaming for a little while now. Let's see, I need to put in emotional die boons. Emotional die. Actually, we can do style boons, technique boons, positioning boons, and there's probably some other ones I could probably add, but god damn it. New positioning boons. Which then, when we come to Banes are going to be pretty much the same thing. Because technically, as a Bane, you can take the idea that you are a literal chauvinist. Yeah, if you really just... If you just hate women, you can just take a Bane that says, I hate women. If you want to be based and red-pilled, I mean, I can't stop you from doing that. Thin, loose, when exerting themselves too much, slave to desire. Yeah. Slave to desire is actually really bad. That's pretty good, actually. Sensitivity of body. So, fix this. Okay. Alright. Think... Yes, it is from the Ancient Bride, because I needed an image for tetrophilia that isn't something horrifying. Yeah, I got some anime in here, of course I do. I mean, I can't use Greek images for Greek paintings for everything. So, current lineup, we've been streaming for about 2 hours now. Fuck me. He's like, and I remember this from the previous thing. The actual combat section of this game is 5 pages long. Like, there isn't actually that much combat stuff to do. I'm gonna increase it a bit, but not much, because 95% of this game is getting your character to work the way that you want them to, and having that character feel like it's yours. So what we need to do is, yeah, I don't know about you yet. Okay, we're making good progress because we've effectively hit here. Like, this is where we are, roughly speaking. This is not going to take too long. I might literally do boons and banes this weekend. Just sit down. Yeah, combat or combat. It's combat. 30 pages about fucking, 5 pages actually fucking. That's real life and summary. Yeah, no, the thing is, like, you need to add in a lot of options for the characters to do things, and then when you're actually doing it, like, it's not that complicated. Like, I hate to break it to everybody here, sex isn't that complicated. Like, it's really not. There's a lot of stuff that occurs during it, but it's not actually like, wow, kid, wow, everybody, this is some really intense, intricate. No, no. I should know. I wrote a fucking novel based on it. But one of the big things is that I know I'm going to actually have to add in more maneuvers, and I'm going to probably add in a few maneuvers for each of the perfects. So it's like, this is what a majority of the game is. It's expend a resource, i.e., fatigue, and attempt to do a thing. You build your pool, you roll, and then go for it. If you are in control, you pretty much begin to hemorrhage your fatigue. You get more tired. However, if you are out of control, you have to kind of defend yourself. And things are gonna, like, you are losing fatigue pretty hard. And let's see, strength, style, and dirt. Yeah, it's like damage. It's like one thing. Deals damage. I need to remove that term damage because that isn't the correct term, really. Yeah, it's like deal damage to yourself and shit like that. Yeah, relationship section is going to need to get an update. Oh god. Okay, so looking at the current, yeah, I accidentally wrote an erotic cyberpunk novel. You can find it on Amazon. Why I did that? Because someone said I wouldn't, so I did. I don't think people understand how much powered by spite I am. This was, God, about a year and a half, 2 years ago? Yeah, about 2 years ago. But, yeah, no, I did that solely because someone said I wouldn't. It is 69 cents on Amazon. I know it's $1.69, because they wouldn't let me go any lower. And how do you accidentally write a horny cyberpunk novel? Funny story about that. It originally started as just a short story. Just a little short story that spawned from me being bored. I just wrote this little short story because I was bored. And some people seemed to like it, so I wrote a second one. Then I wrote a third one. And then I began noticing, like, little threads linking them all together. So I started writing in that context of all these different little short stories. All these little short stories, you kind of linking together. And like one of the big things too, like I was working at a call center during this time, mind you. I was working at the most soulless fucking job in the world. I did healthcare. Yeah, if you ever need help with your insurance, health insurance, yell at me. I know all about it. And I would just write down notes. I literally bought a notebook and I would write down my notes at work. And I strung them all together and I effectively wrote a cyberpunk novel that was all a lot about sex. And it's called Dreaming in Slow Motion. It has a terrible fucking cover. I need to fix that cover one of these days. Exactly, I need help with insurance. Yeah, no, I worked at a call center. I helped people with insurance. Did I have to tell people more than once? Sorry, you don't have insurance. We can't pay for your cancer treatment. Yes. That's why I don't do that anymore. I also had to do a 3-hour conversation with a guy who was just sad. That was a fucking nightmare, and that is something I never wish to repeat in any remote amount of my life. Yeah. If you the next time you gotta tell someone like, "Hey, sorry, the company you used to work for and that you thought actually liked you doesn't actually, and now you're going to die of liver failure." Yeah, that's not fun. That's not that's not really fun at all. Motor insurance, not yeah, motor insurance. Fuck motor insurance. I do health insurance, baby. You need help on your deductibles? Hell yeah, I can help you with that. But fuck it, like fuck motor insurance. They wanted to put me on motor insurance. I'm like, no, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. But getting back to the game part of this, game is going pretty well. Probably this weekend I'll work on the boons and banes, get that to where it really needs to be, add in some more stuff. Monday, we can start formally working on combat stuff. We'll call combat stuff. See how that works. Oh God, oh God, I have a Canadian in here. Oh no. No worries. As a proud Burgastani, I do enjoy our healthcare system is its own fucked entity, but I could go on a very long rant about that, but I won't. But let's see, next Monday we can work on kind of some of the encounter stuff. That shouldn't be too difficult. Hey, raids are open now, I'll have you know. At least that's what Twitch keeps telling me. Uh, yeah, probably if things go according to plan, we'll get done on next Wednesday. That's the plan. If things go poorly, combat might take another day. Just solely because there's going to be a lot of me adding shit. We live atop a math lab apartment. Yeah, pretty much. It's next that means if things go according to plan, next Friday should be it should be the prelim stream for quote Helldivers end quote. I don't have a good name for Helldivers yet, but I will, when I find a good name on it, I will make sure that it's there. But we're doing pretty good. Probably when Helldivers begins, I will open up the polls again for the next round of voting. Just because that takes some time, and let's see, it's 8:30. It's not Helldivers, it's no, Helldivers is that one. I have Hell Jumpers, that's it. Is stream ending now? Yeah, pretty much. Stream is ending. Mostly because I actually haven't had like dinner yet, and I need to eat. But yeah, let's do a little check. Let's see what the next curious case is gonna be. Oh, someone joined. Who are you, person? Oh, hello, Spunky. Feel free to mute. Feel free to mute notifications in case you don't want stream pings. Let's actually check this real fast. I'll do this live on stream because I can do that. We want to go to Poll Town, and looks like most likely, unless we get a big swing vote. The next Curious Case next week is going to be Décoyation. Cool. Dinners for the week. Fucking tree people. Yeah, it's mostly me having to go back under and just like double check a bunch of things. That's what it is at this point. And it's going to be me staring at this, closing it down, watching a video, coming back to it, opening it up again. I will be streaming tomorrow. That's one thing. I will be streaming tomorrow. That'll be the Weekend Warrior stream, unless someone magically finds advanced lovers and lesbians for me in the next 2 hours, which I doubt. Overall, like, I have a few ideas. I know what I want to do tomorrow. This is going to be an act of doing it. It's not going to be too exciting. But, yep, I'm going to call it there for now. Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. If you have any questions, yell at me in my server. And how do I view lesbane stacks? Lesbane? I don't know. I'm a big guy for you. I like lesbane. I mean, I was Banepad for Halloween, so alright.